Hi everybody, Jake here. I hope everybody's doing well today, and long time no talk. It's been about a year and a half, 2 years or so since I last did a video on this channel, but with college football playoffs starting up and being a huge Buckeyes fan, I wanted to give you guys some preview prediction analysis on the Ohio State Buckeyes against the Tennessee Volunteers in Columbus. It'll be the first playoff game hosted by the Buckeyes in the school's history. It's the first year for it, so we will be I think we go at 8 p.m., December 21st, 8 p.m., so we'll be the last game to go that day. It should be an awesome game under the lights. I mean, what more could you ask for? Let's go ahead and jump into this. We'll go ahead and start with the good guys here. The Ohio State Buckeyes are coming in at 10-2 off a gut-wrenching loss against Michigan. Ugly loss, ugly feeling to what was a pretty good season. You only had one other loss to Oregon, and it felt like, well, you were a kick away. It just felt inevitable that this was going to be a great season, and it ends in a heartbreaking fashion. It ends with a lot of questions. It ends with a lot of uncertainty. So I guess the biggest question for the Buckeyes coming into this game is, what team do you get on that field? Is this a dejected team? Is this a team that's almost broken internally? I mean, you got $20 million of NIL money, at least that's what they say, $20 million of NIL money into this team, all these seniors return, potentially risking dropping in draft stock to come back and beat these Wolverines, and you don't get the job done, you don't compete for the Big Ten championship. What Buckeyes team do you get on December 21st here? So, but we know the usual suspects: Will Howard, Travion Henderson, Quinshon Judkins, Jeremiah Smith, incredible player, Emeka Egbuka. You know what you're getting on this offense. You get a high-powered offense. The Buckeyes come in averaging 35.5 points a game. They're a great team. Not a whole lot needs to be said about them. So my biggest question for the Buckeyes is, what team do you get coming in here? Let's go ahead and jump into the Tennessee Volunteers. We'll start with offense. They're led by not rookie quarterback. They're led by freshman quarterback Nico Iamaleava and All-American running back Dylan Sampson. This guy is nasty. Dylan Sampson's carried the ball 256 times this year for 1,400 yards. Oh, by the way, if you guys see me looking down, it's just I got all my notes down here that I'm going to go over. They're led by Nico Iamaleava and Dylan Sampson. This guy is nasty. Dylan Sampson is absolutely nasty. If Ashton Jeanty wasn't as great as he was, we would talk about Dylan Sampson more. He seems to be pretty underappreciated, but this guy is nasty. Hideouts for the Volunteers, you got Dante Thornton, Brew McCoy, Squirrel White. I need to know if that's true, if his name is actually Squirrel. That's crazy. They come into this, the Tennessee Volunteers love to run the ball. They run the ball 60% of the times. They rush for 5 yards a carry. Let's talk Tennessee defense here. They come in giving up just under 3 yards a carry, holding opponents to 181 yards a game. Led by Will Brooks, Jermon McCoy, Boo Carter. They got a pretty good team. They're 10-2 for a reason here. So let's talk game scripts. What I think that the Tennessee Volunteers want to do coming into this game is they're going to want to play from in front. They're probably going to want to stay on the back of Dylan Sampson here and run the ball 25, 30 times with him. If Tennessee could come out, get in front of the Buckeyes, and make them play from behind and run the ball with this guy over and over, that's a win for them. And I think they're going to want to keep Nico Iamaleava under 30 attempts in this game. I don't know if it's a decision-making thing. I haven't watched him all year. Just off the tape, he seems to be a pretty good decision-maker, but he doesn't throw the ball more than 30, 35 times in most of their games they've played this year. Something I wanted to talk about with Dylan Sampson here, because I think this is where they're going to want to go, is run the ball with him a lot. He's fumbled in 4 of the last 6 games. This seems to be a non-talking point, but he does cough the ball up. He didn't early in the year. 4 of his last 6 weeks, he's got fumbles against Bama, Kentucky, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt. Will he cough the ball up here? We'll see how the weather is in the game, but he could cough the ball up here. He seems to be pretty prone to that. So I think ideally that's what Tennessee wants to do. They're going to want to run the ball. They're going to want to play physical, have the Buckeyes play from behind here, and have the Buckeyes make some mistakes. But ideally, I think that's what the Tennessee Volunteers are going to want to do. They're going to want to play from out in front and lean on Will Howard to make mistakes here. He threw 2 picks against Michigan. It's not like he doesn't make mistakes. He's a pretty good game manager quarterback. I love Will Howard. I've loved having him here. But I think that's what the Tennessee Volunteers are going to want to do. Let's go ahead and talk Buckeyes here. Game script for them. What I think the Buckeyes are going to want to do is come out and throw the ball a lot. Weather could prohibit this, but with Ryan Day being under fire the way he is and Chip Kelly being under fire for the play calling against Michigan, I think that they're going to want to come out, throw the ball a lot. They're going to want to get Jeremiah Smith involved. They're going to want to get Emeka Egbuka involved. They're going to want to get these running backs involved in the pass game. I think ideally, if the Buckeyes can come out and throw the ball all over the lot, that's what they're going to want to do, and then lean on this defense and lean on this run game later in the game. I don't think it would be a smart call for the Buckeyes to come out and try to establish this run game against a front that has shown that it's been pretty good. They tried to do that against Michigan, and they looked a mess the whole time. So I think ideally, if the Buckeyes could throw the ball all over the lot, that's probably what they're going to want to do, and probably what they feel like they need to do. A key point I wanted to note was Tennessee had 2 games earlier in the year that I think are telling. They had a loss against Georgia and a win against Alabama. What are the differences in those games? In the Georgia game, Carson Beck throws for 350 yards and 2 touchdowns, doesn't turn the ball over, and he makes good decisions, was an accurate thrower of the football. I look at the win against Alabama. Jalen Milroe throws for 239 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. What does that tell me that the Buckeyes need to do is they need to test this secondary of the Tennessee Volunteers and get out, throw the ball, air this thing out. Final thoughts and predictions on this game. Ohio State comes in as a 7.5-point favorite against the Tennessee Volunteers. I think they win this game, and I think that they cover that spread. Ohio State needs a get-back, and I think this is their get-back game. I think they're going to play it tough. They're going to limit Dylan Sampson as much as they can. He's going to get his. He's a great player, but I think that they'll limit Dylan Sampson and force this Tennessee team to throw the ball, and I think ultimately Nico Iamaleava is going to throw some interceptions. I think he's going to have some turnovers in this one. So my final score, 27-17. I think Ohio State wins this, and they move on to play Oregon in the second round of this college football playoff. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. I really appreciate you guys for watching. We're going to have some more content coming out here. I plan on covering not just the Buckeyes, but Cavs are having a great season, so we'll cover the Cavs a good bit. Brownies, probably get into some draft stuff. They're not having their best season ever, so we'll probably get into some draft stuff for them, and then when the Guardians come around, I'm definitely going to get into them too. So, as always, thank you guys for watching. I hope everybody has a good one. Bye-bye.